morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope everyone's having a good day so far. And today we are going back behind my Spotify. This time around, we are going to be going over my top 5 favorite EDM artists just of all time. Because EDM, all the electronic dance music, it's how I got into music. It's my first favorite genre, my first love for music. And we talked about Monster Cat on the channel and like what that did for me and how like that allowed me to discover tons and tons of music. But I really wanted to go over today like my top 5 favorite artists, just, and this isn't going over Monster Cat artists, this is just EDM artists that I've kind of stuck by like throughout the years, and artists I've really just like, I don't know, I've learned to love over time. So we're going to jump into this here. I got the first artist pulled up. We're going to start from number 5. And I don't listen to him a ton, but like looking at any other artist, he's definitely in the top 5 and will stay in that top 5. Just because like I like the music a lot. So starting at number 5, we've got Dabin. I don't know what he is about Dabin that I like a lot. I think he makes, I think I like the EDM artists that make really good drops and make that really good sounding music. And then looking at like this album, Wild Youth, there was a lot of really cool music that came out of this album, man. Like, I don't know if it does he sell CDs? I think he might. I don't know. But, like, again, I don't listen to a lot of his music. Like, Hollow I really like just because, like, that's with Low Spirit, and Low Spirit's a great artist. But, like, out of all his music, like, I really think this is where I started paying attention to him was Wild Youth. And, like, dude, there's so many songs in this album that just, I think this is his best work, honestly. Because, like, that's where I think I started listening to him a lot, and I add his music whenever he drops something. At least I think I do. Yeah, I do. I add it from time to time whenever something new comes out, but he makes incredible music, man. And you can tell this is where like his music started to pick up, because like I don't think I listened to anything on here. But then like you could tell like this is where I don't know. There's just, I think this album was where like everyone started paying attention to what he was doing. He still doesn't, like, he gets a lot of plays, but like I think that was definitely like his biggest record was Wild Youth. But he's in my top 5, I think, just because I don't know, there was something about his music that like I liked a lot. Like a lot. And yeah, even his newest album, like Hollow is on there. I'm pretty sure Low Spirit also did Night Bloom. I don't know if I'm pretty sure I did listen to that one briefly. I think Low Spirit also did another one with Kaiwachi, but I could be wrong. So it's not on this album, but yeah, man, he is a sick EDM artist. If you haven't listened to him, you should. His work is really good. Now, moving on to the next artist that we're going to talk about. Let me get back to the page. This dude, I feel like, came out of nowhere for me. There's a lot of EDM artists that like kind of jump out at me, and I'm just like, where did you come from? Like my number 1 favorite EDM artist that we're going to talk about, he was one of those that came out like at a perfect time when I was almost like, I was ready to be done with Monster Cat, and I was waiting for Monster Cat to just drop a banger. And looking at number 4 here, and we're just going to get into it, Nurko is at number 4. I think Nurko, he doesn't have a lot of albums. I think he has more EPs than he does albums for sure, but let me look at when he first started releasing music, because I don't know. I got into him late, I'm pretty sure. I can tell you when it was, because Nurko, where is it? Yeah, it was Faith. It was Faith. So when Faith dropped, that's when I got into him. And I think that is definitely when... I mean, he's still got a lot of plays, but, like, I didn't pay attention to him until Faith came out, because Faith is incredible. Someone did, like, a pop-punk remix of it, too. I think it was, Goons. I don't know, you can see it, Goons. That's a... I don't know why that has, like, so many few plays. That is the best remix on that album. Like, it's a pop-punk remix of that song. And that's definitely when I got into... Nurko. Nurko has like the Illenium like hard drop vibe is the best way to describe it. Not in the style of like dabbing, but like he's got Illenium style, and I think that's really cool. And then Better Off Lonely came out, Blind Spot. I think I listened to everything that came out with Here Right Now, when he did Project with Illenium, which was cool, so cool, because like I already said, like he has the Illenium vibe. It only made sense to do like a song with him. I thought that was really cool. And then Hallelujah was so good, dude. That's so good. It's Disappearing Now, Colorblind with Dayseeker and Adventure Club is crazy. But yeah, I don't know, like I think he's definitely underrated in my opinion, but like he came out of nowhere and just dropped a few bangers, you know, and I put him in my top 5 just because he's got that Illenium vibe, and not a lot of people do have that vibe and keep it consistently, you know? But yeah, I really love his music. I think it's really cool. It's really neat. But moving on from Nurko, next artist, obviously, I'm going to jump to it here. I think I can probably get to it from, well... We'll go back to get to it, but the next artist at number 3 is Illenium, and we are doing a video soon on Illenium's new album, which I want to talk about in full. Illenium, I think, has some real timeless music in the EDM world. If I had to pick, like, a favorite album, like here's my thing with Illenium, right? I think like he makes a lot of good music, and a lot of like he is like, if you want to put him at the top of EDM artists, he's there, but he makes a lot of good music. He doesn't make a lot of good albums, is my thing with Illenium. Like, and I say this, the reason I say that is because a lot of his albums just have some really good songs on the albums. Not every song on his albums are hits. Some of them, for me, are misses, personally. So, like, on Ashes, like, I don't know. There's only certain songs I'd listen to on this. Like, I don't know. I think Only One, I'll Be Your Reason. There's not a lot of Ashes that I listen to. Awake, I listen to more. Needed You, Crawl to Love. Where'd You Go, Freefall Fractures, Leaving, Sound of Walking Away, Feel Good. This definitely, Awake was one of his better ones. And then going into Ascend, I don't listen to a lot of songs here, like sad songs, Pray, Take Away, In Your Arms, Crashing, Good Things Fall Apart. There's certain, like, again, I like his albums, but there's a lot of songs on the albums that don't hit really well. Like, there was a lot on Fallen Embers that I liked a lot, but like Paper Thin, Hearts on Fire, Nightlight, First Time, Sideways. But yeah, and then going into his self-titled, like, I think on self-titled, I liked every song on the album, and that's rare. You know, that is so rare that I can like every song on an album with his self-titled. But he makes a lot of good music, and he works with a lot of really cool people. Like, I think he's the most collaborative EDM artist out there, you know, at least in my opinion. You know, I think that's 100% like true. Like, he collabs with more artists than most EDM artists do, you know? I think it's really sick. But yeah, he's at number 3 for a reason. I think he's perfectly in the middle with every other EDM artist on this list. And moving on to number 2 on the list, which I put him pretty high on the list just because, like, it's weird. So he doesn't really make he still makes music. He doesn't make his own personal music anymore, which is kind of like disappointing. But I mean, I still want to talk about him as an artist. Just because he is number 2 on this list for a reason. Let's get into it. Let's talk about Mako. So, or it's either Mako or Mako. I think it's Mako, but this dude is like one of the most talented producers in the EDM world. Like, I say that because like looking back on his older stuff, right? I think for me, I prefer his old, not like his super older music, but like I prefer the Hourglass era of Mako, because there's so many good songs on here. I think my favorite song from Mako is it's probably Way Back Home, Our Story, or Let Go of the Wheel. Those songs specifically, but every song every song in Hourglass is a banger. And then looking at Fable is like his second album in 2020. Chameleon is definitely my favorite on here. But then there's Murder, Breathe, Coyote. But this is definitely, like, I think his weaker album, even though I liked the album a lot, you know? But Mako is just such a talented producer, and he's got such a good voice, like with Lose You Now and Rise. He's so talented, dude. And like him specifically now working with Riot Games on music, he's so sick. Like, he got to work on this entire Arcane soundtrack, both season 1 and season 2, I believe, which is so cool. And then of course we're gonna talk about the album, but like, he made a song with Millennium, which I think is so cool, dude. I think it is so neat, so insanely cool, you know? Like, I never expected him to come back into like the proper EDM world, but like, if he does fully come back, that would be cool. I really want to see him work on more music for himself, because I think he should, me personally, but that's just what I think. But Mako being a number 2 is just because he's a super good producer. So yeah, but getting into my number 1 EDM artist of all time, this dude is super underrated. I will say that, because I don't know, there was points where this dude almost quit, and I would have been really sad about it. But I'm so glad he didn't, because like, I mean, he deserves more streams, he deserves more plays. Like, this dude makes incredible music. And jumping into it here, coming in at number 1 for top 5 EDM artists of all time, Puppet is the I don't know how to describe this, man. Puppet is like the most creative EDM artist out there. Like, you can't go into the EDM world and not know about Puppet. Because for me personally, like, just going back all the way to the beginning, when he dropped Scribble in 2014 with Eden, I knew, I had a feeling that this was the last EDM artist on Monster Cat's label that I was gonna like listen to and love. Like, I don't know, man. Anticipating Puppet's releases, like these 2, like Answers and Scribble, back to back, were amazing. I mean, you can see the plays on him too. It's like he was getting a lot of recognition, and then The Fire came out, actually incredible. And then he dropped an EP. He dropped Boy and the Beast was very different, but then Enough is Enough kind of went back to his, like, I'd say typical style. But then Without Me, Soft Spoken, Vagrant and Vagabond, I don't know, he was making really cool music. And then dropping Here Again was the most interesting thing I'd ever heard. Like, I don't know what it was, dude. Like, just the genre shift here from EDM to, like, punk was so unexpected. It was so cool. And I think it was hard to tell. I don't think Monster Cat let him run with that, because I think he releases off outside of Monster Cat's label, and I think that was this EP was the last thing on Monster Cat. And then Orange Against Blue, Cargo, They'll Already Dead Heavy, like, all of this was, like, really cool to hear from him. Just, like, trying different things. I just really liked hearing Puppet outside of EDM, but also keeping EDM with that punk energy. And then I think after all that happened, right, you go to I Know You Know Who I Am. Like, I think it's a short album, but, like, it's still really cool. It's still got the vibe of, like, yeah, I'm going EDM punk, and I think that's really cool. But then, like, this album, New York Family. This album is the best thing he's ever made. I love every single song in this album. Even, like, you know, the fact that there's a 44-second song in there. I still like that song a lot because it's a part of the whole album. But, like, you cannot see it, and I wish I could show you. I have 4 posters of Puppet up here, and it's strictly all of these single artworks from New York Family. So 2018, Worst Part About Me, Angry All Time, and What's Broken. These posters I have them framed. They are signed by Puppet. The coolest artwork I've ever received from an artist. Really, really cool. It's like all single artwork. It's a poster series. It's super cool. And that album, I think, was, like, so cool to hear. I got so much done at work by listening to this thing 24/7. Like, it's actually crazy how much I was able to get done while listening to this record. But, like, after this album, I obviously talked about Victory. I liked a lot of songs off of Victory. I was saying, like, there were songs I wanted on Victory that weren't on the album. But again, I like the album a lot. I think it's not his greatest work, but it's still really cool, and it's really neat. Like, I thought it was a neat album. Just didn't have the same energy as, like, New York Family did, but there was a lot of songs on there that I liked. But Puppet is the most creative dude out there, and I think, like, him being a #1 for me is, like, it's deserved. Because, like, the dude creates amazing pieces of work. Like, I don't know. Puppet, for me, is doing what no other EDM artist is willing to do. Like, he's genre blending in the best way possible. And no offense to all the other 4, but Mako, Millennium, Nurko, and Dabin do not experiment in this way. And I think it's really cool. Puppet's, like, the only EDM artist that I've seen doing this. The whole punk EDM genre collab is just... It's unique to Puppet, and I think if anyone else tried to attempt it, they would fail. It's just, that's the truth, you know? But, yeah, man. Puppet, he's killing it. I hope he gets more... I don't know. I want him to get more attention, because he doesn't get enough. He deserves more. But anywho, thank you guys for watching, hanging out. I appreciate it a ton, and I will see you guys in the next video. And, yeah, goodbye!